So now I want to know some of your favorite feuds involving the women. It doesn't have to be WWE. It could be anywhere. It could be the backyard wrestling promotion you saw last week in Queens. I don't care.
If I had to think, first one that pops into my head is Bailey's last NXT feud with Asuka. It was perfect. Like the first time, like you see Bailey, like you can tell, like she was in over her head a bit. Like like obviously, yeah, I'm gonna fight to the finish, but everyone just knew, oh yeah, Asuka's gonna destroy her. And then the second match they had, it was like almost like even. Like Bailey, there were points in that match where I thought Bailey was gonna win, but Asuka got her. But it was incredible because like that was like the first time, like especially in like the contract signings, you really saw the first time you saw that fire from Bailey that everyone wanted to see. Like the fire when Bailey jumped Sasha Banks on Raw, it was that fire. That was the first time I saw that fire in Bailey. Like this person, like yeah, they're all hugs. When it comes time to fight for a title, they go ham. That's like it really brought that out of both of them, really. And I that was one of my favorite feuds. And like Nikki Cross and Asuka, which I wish was longer. But yeah.
Jenna, what about you?
That was a good feud, Nikki and Asuka. Like you said, I agree. I wish it was longer just because that last women's standing match was sick. I'm gonna mention Sasha and Bailey. That was a classic feud that year, and just those two matches. And then Sasha and Charlotte was pretty good too. It reminded us of like, okay, we can have top women superstars and have a top feud that's not just men. I had someone in mind right now, and I just completely. Oh, AJ and AJ Lee. We're not talking about the men. AJ Lee and Paige, right? Just because it was that struggle of okay, divas or women, right? Who's really the one that really catapulted that new era, right? So I think that's a good one, and yeah, those are probably my favorite ones.
I really loved. I talked about it before, but Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. To me,
that's a good one too.
Oh man,
it's probably one of the best ones.
David and Goliath. That was it.
It's a classic story, right?
Like not funny? Even David and Goliath, Gail Kim and Awesome Kong.
They brawled all over the arena. They beat the whole. Gail Kim was trying everything. Chairs didn't work. She tried. So it was just. Oh, I loved it. And Awesome Kong is just a monstrous heel, and she was just absolutely fantastic. And I want to talk about Asuka and Bailey because with Bailey, to me that was a turning point for her because everyone looks at white meat baby face, let me hug everybody. But then with this one in the middle of the ring, she was like, hit me
in the face. That was
my god.
I marked out when that happened. I was like, yo, and Asuka didn't like want him, and like it was like a great story. Like you can tell, like you kind of knew the ending of the match, but like the journey of it was like incredible.
And I don't think people give Bailey enough credit.
They don't.
Because when I talk to people and they say, oh, Bailey, I'm like, Bailey's really good. One, and she can cut a promo and she can feed off of emotion. But it just goes back to, again, it seems that every time these superstars get onto the main roster, for whatever reason, they don't know how to handle them. But the recipe is there on how to get Bailey over. She's she's another popular figure.
So easy.
It's super easy to get her over. But for whatever reason, they choose to put their eggs in all in one basket.
Yeah, that's another good point. With WWE specifically, it's not like they probably don't know what to do with them. It's like, okay, you're over, you're popular, your merch is popping, but our attention is over here.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, right. So I would definitely say right now, one of the best feuds with the women, Charlotte and Becky.
Easily.
That's magic because it's just like Charlotte is the legacy, and Becky, popular but always not mentioned in the conversation of modern quote unquote women in WWE or the revolution or whatever. Not mentioned all that much. We know people are aware of her skill, but she's never. Yeah, she was the first champion for SmackDown after the draft, but it's like she was never put into that position of like, pay attention to me, storyline, program, pay-per-view. Now we're seeing that. We're seeing this edgy side of Becky. Yeah, people are like, oh, they're booking her as a heel, but it's like She's showing character. It's character. It's good character. That's all. That's what I care about.
And that's the thing, like, and Austin told this to Bailey like when he interviewed Bailey. You don't have to be a heel to show aggression or to be a badass. Like,
No.
you don't. Like, being a heel is more so being a coward rather than being a badass. Like, you know, because there are cowardly heels and there are badass, like, baby faces, obviously. And and vice versa. But, like, yeah, you don't have to, like, always, like, be a heel just to, like, show, you know, a spine. You know
And that's a great point because it goes back down what you just said in regards to Becky showing character. The whole thing was they wanted to make Becky the heel and then Charlotte the face. But the reaction Becky got at SummerSlam and then going forward, they keep cheering Becky but booing Charlotte. It's so she's not a heel. She's just like you said, look at me. I'm part of the 4 horsewomen. And I'm the last one that's always mentioned. It's either Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey, and then I'm Becky.
Yeah.
Hello.
Check me out.
You know, and I had this conversation when not too long ago just about how people think that Becky is boring. No, Becky isn't boring. You just have to, again, it just goes back to giving people the right storylines, the right direction, and letting them work. And like you said, now Vince is like, he's impressed. It was always there. It wasn't that she stepped it up. It was just give her the ball.
Like
and
you
let
just
her run with
noticed.
it. Yeah.
That's it.
So,
Like this imaginary, grab the brass ring. I think Becky snatched that shit and ran for the hills. You know,
as you
earned it.
should.
Yeah.
As you should.
She threw that shit in the fire, like brass ring. Like,
and now I feel like now she's the champion, and I feel like she's the champion. You know,
And
before she had the belt, you just had the belt. A lot of girls, not just girls, a lot of people in wrestling just have the belt and that's it. But some people you see, you're like, champion. That's the champion right there.
I feel that. Especially, remember the promo a few weeks ago when Charlotte was doing her random photo shoot?
that was hilarious.
Yo,
But
That was
it was
so
not only
funny.
was it funny, but it made sense. Like,
why are you doing a
why
photo
are you
shoot?
doing a photo shoot?
Yeah.
I'm the
You
champion.
gotta do a photo shoot for losing?
Yeah,
Losing your title?
Exactly.
Like, yo.
Exactly.
Yup,
So
Am I
that's
the only
a
one?
great way of putting it.
So Kurt, what's his name? Kurt Hawkins should do photo shoots.
Oh,
All
yeah.
he does
That-
is lose.
that-
You
Losing
know?
streaks. Oh, it'll just be him crying.
Right.
But like apparently, like he fought to have that losing streak, which like a different subject. Like I read that he fought to have that. losing
Imagine
streak.
his
Like, he
last
wanted it.
match, he actually wins. You know, normally when
And
someone
he'll get
retires-
booed. He'll get
Yeah.
booed like boo.
Yeah, like usually wrestlers
You
are-
winner? How dare you?
It's usually tradition to go out on your back too. So I think he might be the first case where.
Yeah,
Swerve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A swerve, exactly.
Well, like oh man.
So what
Am I
are your
only-
thoughts? Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Am I the only one who feels like Charlotte's like a natural heel?
Yes,
Like
legacy, heel. Think about it. When you go to college, right?
Yeah.
The girl, the dude that's the legacy. You're like, man, who do you think you are? You know, I had to work hard to get into this school.